Dorne is a very special land, with a slightly different cultural basis than the rest of Westeros. It was politically apart for a long time. It was also culturally apart because of the Rhoynar and the traditions they brought, but they didn't influence the rest of Westeros so much. George R. R. Martin in an interview from 2012. Dorne stands out among the other kingdoms of Westeros for many reasons. Their culture is vastly different, their people more open-minded, the land itself a harsh desert with small pockets of paradise the people of Dorne call home. A strong and independent people, from fleeing the wrath of old Valyria to being the bane of House Targaryen, being the only kingdom of Westeros not to fall to the Dragon Lords via invasion. 5 times the Iron Throne tried to bring Dorne under its control, and 5 times their endeavours eventually failed, often at huge cost to House Targaryen. It would take hundreds of years for Dorne to join the Seven Kingdoms, and for Aegon's conquest to finally be completed. And when they did so via peaceful means, marriage. Even today, while part of the Seven Kingdoms, Dorne very much is apart from the others and is less integrated into the social structures of Westeros. But that does not mean the Dornish are not powerful political players, with several Dornish women marrying into House Targaryen, and the line of Dragon Kings themselves, thus possessing Dornish blood. The ancient blood of the Rhoynar. In this series, we'll be taking a deep dive into Dorne, its people, its history, and place in the story of A Song of Ice and Fire. Thanks to its sheer geography, Dorne is by far the hottest region of Westeros, with the heat being unbearable to most even during the longest and harshest of winters. While some might argue life on the Iron Islands is harsher, the truth is Dorne and the Iron Islands are not comparable, with both regions facing their own specific challenges that make them harsh and difficult places to live. But it's not a coincidence that these two very different kingdoms have both created deeply independent and proud people. The region is rocky, mountainous, arid, dry, and features the only desert on the continent. Given this, most travellers coming from the lush green kingdoms to the north struggle to deal with the stark difference in climate, one side of the Red Mountains to the other. Dorne is bordered by the Sea of Dorne to the north, which possesses a few small islands, with Cape Wrath and the Rainwood, the southernmost point of the Stormlands, the other side of the bay. The island chain known as the Stepstones, to the east of the Arm of Dorne, marks the only way in and out of the narrow sea and are vital shipping lanes. But the Stepstones themselves are not controlled by Dorne, or House Martell for that matter, and are often a pirate-infested hellhole, controlled by one of the 3 daughters, or on occasion, the Iron Throne itself. In effect, if you control the Stepstones, you control trade and shipping in and out of the narrow sea. The Summer Sea lies to the south, with its ports and towns often visited by traders coming to and from places such as Old Town, Lannisport and the Iron Islands, and many of the free cities of Essos and the Summer Islands, all wanting to trade. While these aren't the end destinations, they are stops along the way to pick up water and supplies. The southern coast is about 400 leagues long, riddled with cliffs, whirlpools and hidden shoals, with very few safe landings. It makes sailing this coastline much more challenging than most would imagine, with many ships being sunk or lost by overconfident captains. Many snakes, scorpions and sand dogs live in Dorne, but there is also lots of aquatic life such as sharks and the rumoured krakens that infest the seas south of Dorne in the Summer Sea and the Sunset Sea. You may burn us, my lady, but you will not bend us, break us, or make us bow. This is Dorne. You are not wanted here. Return at your peril, Princess Mira Martell, to Rhaenys Targaryen, Fire and Blood, Aegon's Conquest. Dorne's rivers are a vital part of its people's survival, as they provide just enough fertile land for people to farm, and even during long summers there is enough rain and other supplies of water to keep Dorne just about habitable, if not exactly comfortable. By far the most valuable resource in Dorne is inland water, with some even prizing it more than gold itself. It's not uncommon for wells to be generously guarded. The major Dornish river is the Greenblood in southeastern Dorne, which is formed by the Vaith and the Scourge near God's Grace. The trading port called Plankytown is located at the mouth of the Greenblood along the Summer Sea. The Brimstone in southern Dorne flows past the infamous seat of Howhold into the Summer Sea. The Torrentine has its source high up in the Red Mountains of western Dorne and ends at Starfall along the Summer Sea near the borders with the Reach and Old Town. The Will flows across the Boneway in northern Dorne to the Sea of Dorne. There is also a known river in northern Dorne which flows near Ironwood to the Sea of Dorne, but its name has not yet been used in published materials. Any river is not just a vital resource to the greener kingdoms to the north, it's their lifeblood. Given the climate of Dorne, this is double the case here, where their importance cannot be understated. Most Dornish rivers are in full flood only after the rare and dangerous rainstorms. The rest of the year they are mostly dry gullies. In all of Dorne, only 3 rivers flow night and day, winter and summer, without ever running the risk of going dry. The Torrentine, arising high in the western mountains, plunges down into the sea in a series of rapid waterfalls, howling through canyons and crevasses, with a sound like the roar of some great beast which gives it its name. Rising from mountain springs, its waters are sweet and pure, but dangerous to cross save by bridge, and impossible to navigate by boat. In contrast, the Brimstone is a far more placid stream, but its cloudy water stinks of sulphur, and the plants that grow along its banks are strange, stunted things. The men who live along the banks live out a hard life. The Greenblood's waters, if sometimes muddy, are a healful for plants and animals alike, and farmers and orchards grow beyond the riverbanks for hundreds of leagues. Moreover, the Greenblood and its vassals can be navigated by boat almost to their sources, if you somehow manage to avoid the moving sandbars up and down the river. Thus, the Greenblood therefore serves as principally a chief artery for trade. Like Dornish food and Dornish law, Dornish speech was spiced with flavours of the Rhoyne, but a man could comprehend it. The Thoughts of Tyrion Lannister, A Dance with Dragons, Chapter 1, Tyrion 1. Running across north and then southwest is the mountain range known as the Red Mountains, given its name by their red hue. The mountains separate Dorne from the Stormlands to the north and the Reach to the northwest. The mountains are just as harsh as the desert themselves, steep, rocky, and with many twisting paths easy to lose your way. Most of the smaller passes are known only to the locals, but there are 2 major, larger passes, known as the Boneway and the Prince's Pass, which go through the Red Mountains to the Dornish marches of the Stormlands and the Reach. The Prince's Pass leads to Nightsong, while the Boneway leads to Summerhall. Most of Dorne south of the Red Mountains is just an arid wasteland. Most would be mad to try and traverse it unaided. Eastern Dorne largely consists of dry, stony soil, ill-suited for agriculture, while Western Dorne contains deserts of red and white sand. The Lords of House Vaith, for instance, are known as the Lords of the Red Dunes, while nobles of old who settled desert oasis called themselves the Lords of the Well. Given the climate of Dorne, it doesn't have many large towns, with those it does possess being located in more temperate areas beside the coast or rivers. Given that, it also lacks what you would call a true city. While there is the Shadow City located in the south of Dorne, below Sunspear, the seat of House Martell, the rulers of Dorne, it does not compare to the true cities in the kingdoms to the north. It does have a sizable population with plenty of markets, pillow houses and drinking dens, but in truth, it's not much more than a large, dusty town.